Hey guys, this is Frenzy, bringing you another game from MLG Columbus. This game will be against the Korean Zerg, Losira, against EGiNcontrol, as the red Protoss spawning in the bottom right position, and the blue Zerg spawning in the left position, Korean Losira. Definitely one of the games that I look forward to seeing the most out of all of this is Losira versus EGiNcontrol, and Losira just playing in general. Very excited to see him play and study his style as Zerg, as I think most Zerg players are looking to kind of see what makes these Koreans so good, and actually just see how the tip-top Americans match up against this when there's no lag involved and it's just a tournament setting like this. So very interested to see how this goes. I know EGiNcontrol in a lot of his interviews, and when he was talking about this tournament coming up, all he said that he wanted was to play one good game against Losira, and he would be fine if he could just take one game off Losira. So we're definitely going to see if he can do that, and see if he can take the series from Losira instead. So we'll see. We see a 14 gas, 14 pool out of Losira. Pretty interesting on this map. Forge fast expand. So this is probably why he's doing this, as he's realizing that cannon rushes could happen a lot on this map because this natural is so easy to defend for a Protoss going forge first. So he's probably going to get these out just for that purpose alone. As you can see, this drone is going to follow this probe around and make sure there's no cannon shenanigans going on in his base. Very important to do. Losira is going to come in here, see no gateway going down or anything. He's going to come up here, see this forge fast expand, and here's the cannon rush going down right now. Let's see if Losira pulls any more drones, or if he's just going to kind of relax and let the Zerglings come out to deal with it. It looks like he's just going to favor getting Zerglings here. Pretty interesting, actually. EGiNcontrol cancels this other pylon, building another cannon, realizing that he's not pulling drones, so he's just going to be able to get this up. Losira pulling away here so he doesn't get killed by this cannon, and I'm interested to see how Losira is going to deal with this. He's getting speed going down now, pulled out guys off gas, so it definitely doesn't mean an all-in, and he looks like he's just going to ignore the cannons for now. He might be going, it looks like he's going to take a base up here instead. I actually like this play a lot. He's invested 300 minerals in this cannoning of this natural right here, and what Losira is going to do, I believe, is he's just going to kill this probe off, kill this pylon, and he's going to take an expansion here and just forget about these cannons for a while until he can kill them extremely cost efficiently, and it's just going to waste a lot of EGiNcontrol's money just sitting here. I really like this a lot by Losira. As he does, he gets this hatch down, and this is going to be his first expansion here. Very interesting to see. EGiNcontrol getting his Nexus up here, probably going to either wall off or leave one space for a Zealot, but he's got to be careful because there are Zerglings on the map and speed is just about done. It doesn't look like Losira is getting ready to do any sort of aggression, but I feel like he could if he wanted to. With the space open and not even a gateway up to stop it, he could get Zerglings into the main, but probably doesn't quite know that at this time. EGiNcontrol, oddly, is leaving a probe right around this area, maybe to scout, but kind of interesting that he brought another probe up here, and Losira is going to not... Yes, he does get the probe down. Not too big of a deal, but looks like Losira is going to poke up here, see what's at the front. He clicks on this gateway, sees that it is a gateway. There will be a Zealot, probably chrono boosted out to take this spot right here. Whoops, and he does get the Cyber Core. I don't think that this is a full wall off, so he does still have an area where he can get out later on. Very interesting game thus far, as we see this natural expansion not being quite used yet. And he's just focusing down this pylon, and this is only killing a couple Zerglings here. It looks like he is definitely going to lose money in this. EGiNcontrol has lost quite a bit here, and Losira is going to take an extremely fast third base. Very, very interesting play out of this Korean Zerg player here. I really like how he dealt with that cannon rush, that he just kind of ignored it and let it stay there until he got up a critical mass of Zerglings that could focus down that pylon extremely quickly and not take too many losses. I really like that. Chrono boosting this, and there is not a Zealot here. He could go around, and he's going to go right into the main. This is exactly what I was talking about. being able to put on some early pressure here without that Zealot being chrono boosted out. He actually went for a sentry first instead. I really don't like that play, and now these Zerglings can be extremely annoying with these probes and just take out a ton of probes here. And this is going to be huge for Losira. I really don't like the fact that he did not get that Zealot out to block off this entrance here, and these Zerglings are just going to work, going to be as annoying as possible in this early stages of the game and allow Losira to get up an enormous economy on 3 bases here. As you can see, he's already a few workers ahead here and just droning up a ton more. As you see, 6 more drones in production and just killing a ton of workers of EGiNcontrols here, and just going to take an extreme advantage in this early stages of this game. EGiNcontrol cannot be aggressive on these 3 bases, and he's just going to sit here. Finally, a cannon comes up, and that's going to really help him live through this. Almost all the Zerglings have been cleaned up here thus far, but I feel like the damage has already been done. He's been such an annoyance that... and he's allowed himself to get on such a big drone advantage. Look at this, 51 drones to 35 harvesters here, and EGiNcontrol went for a very economic style opening also. I mean, he went Nexus before Gateway and just really... I mean, he did risk this run-by, but still, not too many probes went down. And there's still such an advantage by just being able to drone up. He has almost no defenses, but he knew that these Zerglings had to be dealt with before EGiNcontrol could be aggressive. 10 more drones in production. 61 drones to 40 harvesters. This is such a lead for Losira. I feel like he's already has this game won, and it's his game to lose. Another hatchery going down, a macro hatchery. He's going to be on 4 hatcheries on 3 bases by the time EGiNcontrol even realizes it. I mean, he has to assume that the Zerg is on 3 bases, but not that he has so many drones. And EGiNcontrol only has 2 sentries, 2 Stoggers, and a Zealot, not enough to be aggressive against this. And, I mean, if you just look at the supply, the damage has been done already. 40 supply difference within 10 minutes of the game. And I feel like this game is already going to go to Losira here. We'll have to see if EGiNcontrol can get back into it. He does have a Twilight Council. I'm wondering if he might go into DTs to try to get this game back. It might be effective. Losira now taking 2 more gas geysers at his second expansion, which would normally be his third. Just such good macro out of this Korean Zerg here. Tons of Lings and Roaches being produced right now. I mean, he already has 61 drones. He knows that he can be aggressive now, and that EGiNcontrol has to kind of play catch-up. And there is just not enough units to deal with this. I feel like he'll never have to worry about EGiNcontrol getting a 3rd base, that he can deny it indefinitely at this point. He has such a big advantage in the worker and army counts here. And we see melee attacks +1 coming up instead of ranged attacks, which is what Zergs usually do. It's kind of interesting. I'm wondering if he's going to go into Banelings or if he's just going to stay with the Zergling Roach composition. We'll have to see. EGiNcontrol looks like he wants to do a push. I don't like this idea by EGiNcontrol. And this is going to be a counterattack opportunity for Losira coming in, going right into the natural. He's probably going to dart directly into the main. And he is going directly into the main. Going to try to do damage. It forces EGiNcontrol to come back, and he's going to do so much damage, focusing down this robotics facility, and it's going to fall with little losses to Losira, and he's just going to come in to take down a couple of these stalkers. He realizes that he can trade armies at this point, that he has such a big economic advantage here, and tons of units being produced behind this. A hydrogen coming down. Oh, that is so smart. That is literally just so smart. He took down this robotics facility, realizing that EGiNcontrol cannot have Colossus out. He's going to throw down a Hydrodon and do a Hydra timing push, probably to try to end the game when he is not able to have Colossus ready. That is extremely smart. I'm actually extremely impressed with his play so far. Tons of Spinecrawlers, Roaches, and Zerglings here to meet this army of EGiNcontrol, and this is going to do nothing. He's actually probably going to lose all of these units. Even the Zerglings could probably break this, and he's going to try to wisely pull back, I would assume, because there is just nothing he's going to be able to do at this point. He really needs to turtle up and try to get a big death ball and just go for a killing blow. I feel like that's really his only advantage, or his only opportunity. And here comes the engagement. Zergling's getting the surround, and Roaches can't quite get in because of amazingly placed force fields. And it looks like they're going to clean up all of the Zerglings without these Roaches being able to do anything. But as soon as these force fields fall, he's going to have to try to make a retreat here. Two Zerglings just kind of poking away at these sentries and stalkers. And he's just on a full-out retreat back to his base. Realizes how many Roaches Losira actually has. I mean, look at the supply difference here. Still a huge worker advantage also. And EGiNcontrol is scrambling to do anything to defend against all of these Roaches. Trying to force field off and engage this, but there's just so many. He's just rallying Zerglings to his base here. So many units for Losira. At 15 minutes in the game, already maxed out and already had some engagements. I mean, you can get maxed in this amount of time, but for the amount of losses Losira already had, is just insane that he's able to do this. Focusing down this gateway so he can get in ease here, he doesn't even care about these units. He's just going to flood units into this and just completely overwhelm IGiNcontrol. And Losira looks like he is going to take an impressive game one against IGiNcontrol. IGiNcontrol is not probably feeling all that great about this game. A very impressive first game win, and there is just nothing IGiNcontrol is going to be able to do. And that is going to be it. There is the GG, and that is the game. Such an impressive game by Losira, and we're going to jump right into game two, so definitely check that out.